Welcome to Taste and Trivia. For years, one phrase made people afraid to order a burger: pink slime. It sounds like something out of a horror movie, but it was a real ingredient in real fast food served to real people. Today, we're investigating exactly what it was, whether it was actually dangerous, which chains used it, and whether anything like it is still hiding in your food today. Let's dig in. The term pink slime wasn't invented by a journalist trying to scare people. It was coined back in 2002 by a United States Department of Agriculture microbiologist named Gerald Zernstein after he toured a processing facility. He looked at the product and said on the record that he didn't consider it to be ground beef at all. His colleague at the agency reportedly nicknamed it something even blunter behind closed doors. So before this was ever a viral news story, it was already raising eyebrows inside the government agency responsible for food safety. The product itself has a real name: lean, finely textured beef, or LFTB. It's made from the leftover beef trimmings. The small scraps of meat and fat left over after a carcass is cut into steaks and roasts. Those trimmings are heated, spun to separate the fat from the lean meat, and then treated with ammonium hydroxide to kill bacteria like Salmonella and E. coli. The result gets mixed into ground beef as a low-cost filler. The product had been used quietly in the beef industry for years before most consumers ever heard the phrase pink slime. That changed in 2011, when celebrity chef Jamie Oliver dedicated an episode of his television show to the ingredient, showing viewers exactly how it was made and calling for it to be pulled from school lunches and fast food menus, McDonald's specifically. A few months later, McDonald's announced it would stop using ammonia-treated beef trimmings in its hamburgers. The company said the product had already been out of its supply chain since August of that year. Here's where we have to slow down, because this is the one part of the story where sources disagree, and Taste and Trivia doesn't paper over that. McDonald's said its decision was part of a broader move to align its global beef standards, not a direct response to the television campaign. Beef Products Incorporated, the company that supplied the trimmings, went further and said the decision had nothing to do with the show at all and was actually about their inability to supply McDonald's on a global scale. So while the public narrative ties this directly to Jamie Oliver's campaign, the companies involved have pushed back on that exact causal claim. We're flagging that as unresolved rather than stating it as settled fact. What isn't disputed? Shortly after the public pressure built, Burger King and Taco Bell also moved away from the ingredient, and grocery chains, including Kroger, Safeway, SuperValu, and Aldi, followed with similar announcements. This is the part most retellings skip. Lean, finely textured beef was, and still is, classified as generally recognized as safe by regulators, and it's 100% beef, just processed differently than a traditional cut. Some in the meat industry argued at the time that the backlash was more about the ick factor of the process than any real health risk, since the ammonia treatment is a bacteria-killing step, not a toxic additive. The strongest documented objection wasn't really about danger, it was about transparency. Consumers weren't being told this processed filler was in their ground beef, and once they found out, many felt misled regardless of the safety data. McDonald's has stated on its corporate website that it has not used ammonia-treated beef trimmings in its burgers since 2011. But lean, finely textured beef itself didn't disappear from the food supply. It's still permitted and still used in some ground beef products sold in the United States today, just with far less of it reaching fast food chains and much more public awareness of what it is. Here's something most versions of this story leave out entirely. The ammonia gas version of this product isn't just controversial, it's actually banned for human consumption in Canada and across the European Union. Two major food safety systems looked at the exact same process and decided it shouldn't be sold to people at all, while it remained legal in the United States the whole time. The fallout for the company that made it was severe too, after a 2012 ABC News report claimed that roughly 70% of ground beef sold in US supermarkets contained the product at the time. Beef Products Incorporated closed 3 of its processing plants and cut around 700 jobs. The company then sued ABC News for defamation, seeking nearly $2 billion in damages. That lawsuit didn't just disappear. In 2017, it ended in a settlement of $177 million. And then there's the twist almost nobody talks about. In 2019, the USDA reclassified lean, finely textured beef so it could legally be labeled simply as ground beef, no special disclosure required, which means the exact transparency problem that caused the entire scandal in the first place, consumers not being told this processed filler was in their meat, was never actually fixed by regulation. It was fixed by public pressure in 2011, and then quietly reopened by a labeling rule 8 years later. So was pink slime real? Yes. Was it in your McDonald's burger before 2011? According to McDonald's own statements, yes. Was it actually classified as dangerous by regulators? No. The core controversy was about disclosure, not documented harm, even though 2 entire food safety systems abroad still won't allow the ammonia-treated version at all. And whether Jamie Oliver's show was the actual cause of McDonald's decision is something the companies themselves still dispute. The most important part of this story might be the ending nobody follows up on. The labeling loophole that let this ingredient quietly go back to being called ground beef. No questions asked. If you want more fast food history investigated with the receipts, not just the viral version of the story, hit subscribe, because that's exactly what we do here regularly.